Have you ever traveled with someone who has the exact opposite approach to time? Let me tell you a story about my wife and me, and a missed flight that has now led to a week of silence that I am a planner. To the core. When it comes to traveling, especially by plane, I need organization, schedules, and a hefty buffer of just-in-case time. My wife? She's the definition of go with the flow. She believes things will work out, that we'll get there when we get there. This fundamental difference has made traveling together an adventure. To put it kindly, the stakes are especially high because we often fly to visit my daughter from a previous relationship. She's in college clear across the country, on the East Coast. Flights are expensive and infrequent. Last year, we had a disaster. A 10 a.m. flight, an airport 30 minutes away. I pleaded we leave by 8 a.m. She got up late, wanted to shower, make coffee, have cereal. We left at 9. The airport was packed. We missed the flight. No refund. We had to buy new tickets for the next day and missed a full day with my daughter. It was a costly lesson, for me, at least. Fast forward to the present. We were flying to help my daughter move out. I was determined history would not repeat itself. We got to our hometown airport early. My wife grumbled about the 45-minute wait. I ignored it. Success. We caught our first flight, now, the connecting flight. We landed in the big hub city with an hour layover. We got to our final terminal with about 30 minutes before boarding. We were early. I could finally breathe then. My wife said she wanted coffee. Right by our gate was a perfectly good coffee stand. I even offered to get it for her. She said no. She wanted Starbucks. Now, this Starbucks wasn't just around the corner. It was a train ride away, then a walk. In a massive airport. With boarding in 30 minutes that I pleaded. It'll take too long. We might miss the plane. Please, just get it here. I was having flashbacks to last year's disaster. She was adamant. It was Starbucks or nothing. She told me if I wasn't coming, she'd go alone. And before I could stop her, she walked off at what, for her, was a determined pace. I stayed at the gate. The minutes ticked by. 10 minutes. 15 minutes. Then, the announcement, now boarding group 1. No wife. My stomach sank. I called her. No answer. They called more groups. I called again. Nothing. Finally, as they called our group, she answered. I'm on my way back, she said, out of breath. The line was long. I'm coming. Good, hurry. I said, my voice tight. I stood at the desk, blocking the line. The gate attendant looked at me with pity. Sir, you need to board now. We are closing the jet bridge in 2 minutes. My wife is right here. I lied. She's just coming down the hallway. Please, just one more minute. They were firm. If you do not board now, you will not be on this flight. I felt a horrible, splitting pressure. My daughter, waiting for us. The memory of last year's missed day. The hundreds of dollars wasted. And my wife, somewhere in the terminal, holding a latte. I made a choice. I got on the plane, but a few minutes later, as I sat in my seat, my phone rang. It was her. They won't let me on, she said, voice panicked. The bridge is gone. You need to tell them to let you off. Get off the plane so we can be together. My heart was pounding. No, I said, as calmly as I could. I can't do this to my daughter again. I told her I'd be there. You need to book another flight. I'll see you when you get there. She arrived hours later. At my daughter's, she was quiet but cordial. I thought, maybe, just maybe, she finally understood. That her choice to chase a specific coffee, against all warnings, had consequences. I thought the lesson had been learned. Boy, was I wrong. The trip ended. We flew home. And since we walked through our front door, a wall of silence has descended. She finally spoke just once, to tell me I was the a-hole for leaving her at the gate. That was a week ago. She believes I abandoned her. I believe I held to a commitment to my daughter after her avoidable decision. So now, I'm living in this quiet apartment, replaying every second. Was I wrong? Should I have missed the flight, stranded us both, to prove a point about loyalty? Or was this the inevitable result of two colliding worlds, where my rigid planning finally met her unwavering flow? The silence is my answer, for now. But honestly, I don't think the fault is mine. What do you think?